And we're back! This is round 4 of our 5-round tournament. This is 6v6 singles. Last round we saw a really good battle between Katie and David Fay, with David Fay's Infernape being very instrumental in his victory. Now we have Tony versus Royal. Tony and Royal are two very seasoned members of our club. Tony's been here for as long as I can remember. Royal's our current vice president, and he really knows what he's doing. He has a lot of good strategies.
I'm back.
Andres, what are the records of the battlers right now?
I'll have to check the bracket, but I would imagine Royal and Tony are probably undefeated so far. I can check though. I'll be back.
Folks, we have 5 rounds. This is the 4th of 5 rounds. Battling now is getting to be quite tense with top cut implications on the line. This is our one of the last tournaments of our semester. It's an OU type of tournament. Lots of battles going right now. A lot of tense thought processes going. Who are the 3 undefeated players right now?
Royal, Tony, and Keith.
Good for Keith, Tony, and Royal. Yeah. Tony and Royal are faced off right now, so after this match, one of them will not be undefeated.
Yeah, and
alright, here's Royal's team.
So we got his lovely Bisharp, Arcanine, Halucha, Aerodactyl, Gengar, and that thing.
Uxie. One of the spirits from the caves. I don't know.
Azelf and Mesprit.
What do they call those? Anyway, I know Uxie is very bulky.
Yeah.
I know that much. It gets screens and it
typically it sets up screens and it doesn't die.
I guess U-turn and it can.
Yes, it's a technical Pokemon. It's not really an offensive Pokemon.
Just a utility thing. So very sort of a balanced play style we saw from that team. That was Royal's team.
I'd imagine that Arcanine has become a really interesting defensive Pokemon this time.
You think so?
Oh yeah, with Fire Resist Fairy type, which is a very good, strong offensive typing with the Intimidate and the Will-O-Wisp, and potential Moonlight, Morning Sun, I should say.
This is a Sky Battle?
It could be a Sky Battle. So we have 2 birds.
We have an Aerodactyl from Royal and a Talonflame from Tony. Of course, Talonflame we all know and love. Gale Wings. Priority flying attacks. It's gotta be good, but
I think Aerodactyl's also seen quite a boost in
usage. I think so, at least in the VGC world.
Right. I mean, even in the singles world as well, because World 1 it challenged Talonflame.
Talonflame fears the Rock Slide and goes back out to Rotom.
It does have the possible Mega Evolution, though not needed.
Good switch on Tony's part, predicting the rock move from Aerodactyl.
Wouldn't have probably not done too much.
It would have done a good number. It's doing a lot. I don't know if
Rotom may not be bulky, so depends. 2 to 3 hit KO. But
keep in mind we're in singles now, so Rotom's generally are not as bulky as it would be in doubles.
Right. So it doesn't look like that Rotom is Scarf.
Well, Scarf, yeah, you're right. Scarf Rotom would also be an Aerodactyl if it was.
Potentially.
It could be Modest Scarf though.
It could be Modest Scarf.
Use Volt Switch, doing a good amount of damage to Aerodactyl.
We need to see Tony's team, so we don't know if he has any Rapid Spinners or Defoggers.
Aerodactyl got rocks up though, so that could prove to be vital. We know he has a Talonflame for sure.
I personally don't like to set up hazards until I know there's nothing that can Rapid Spin or Defog away. So, perhaps Royal plays the same way. Tony didn't go immediately to a Defogger or a Rapid Spinner. So, at this point, I'm gonna assume that Tony does not have a way to get rid of those rocks.
He has 3 Pokemon left that we haven't seen yet. So.
Right. I mean,
and he doesn't have a talent.
We'll see what happens. But.
Anyway, he goes to Metagross. Metagross's typing seems to be good against Aerodactyl.
Forcing a switch.
It could have bullet punched. It could have knocked out the Aerodactyl. Here comes Arcanine.
There's a bulky Pokemon I was talking about earlier.
Again with the clear body saying no thanks to Intimidate.
But
I'm not intimidated by you.
That bullet punch should not be doing that.
Arcanine says Mario bullet punch is not good.
And is that leftovers? That is leftovers.
So it is a bulky Arcanine like you were talking about.
Yeah. And I imagine a Will-O-Wisp will be quite effective against that Metagross.
Yeah, where's the Will-O-Wisp?
Oh my god!
Oh, it does.
I'm new to this whole bulky Arcanine idea. I really don't know. Alright, here's Jellicent. Pokemon is well used by Tony.
Does he go for the... Oh,
whoa!
Snarl. You see what I'm talking about?
That's interesting right there. I can tell you that much.
I think he predicted that.
He very well could have predicted that. Yeah. And Jellicent's special attack decreases, and it takes quite a bit of damage from that dark move coming from Arcanine. That was a special attack coming from Arcanine. You gotta think though is more used just for the special attack drop, not so much the damage. However, against a ghost Pokemon, Snarl does.
I mean, he lowered the special attack and he got decent damage on it. I think the
good move by Tony or Royal.
I mean, after the Jellicent is, Jellicent's still very much alive, but with the special attack drop, doesn't look like it's going to be killing Arcanine anytime soon. The second Snarl, barring hacks, I think Arcanine is in the driver's seat at this point.
Well, we see Jellicent being a normal switch into a good switch
right away, so
a good switch into Arcanine, barring what I thought would be Wild Charge, but we end up seeing Snarl. So now Jellicent's at -2 special attack. I can't imagine the Shadow Ball or a Scald doing all that much to his Arcanine.
Potentially his Arcanine could be mixed.
I don't know. We've seen so many strange things saying that I don't know. So it's hard to predict anything right now at this point.
I'm really liking Arcanine. I did not know he could get Snarl, but perhaps I haven't been practicing singles enough.
I guess Snarl. I want to use a VGC because we get Intimidate and Snarl, but it's not Kalos. So it cannot be used as a VGC.
It's a Fire Manetric without the Mega.
Yeah, which is what Houndoom is, but...
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to do Bisharp. Jellicent tries to Toxic.
Doesn't have Intimidate.
It doesn't matter.
Well, that's the point. It can Intimidate and can Snarl.
Bisharp not taking anything from that Toxic.
Nothing.
A good predict for Royal there. We now see Jellicent -2 attack, retreating from that very scary looking Bisharp. Oh, Tony goes into Lucario. Lucario has an ability called Justified.
Right. Now, for those viewers who want to pay attention to Smogon, we have not banned Lucario. So that is totally an option at this point.
But it just, what did knock off an item? You weren't paying attention?
I don't think it did it?
It wouldn't done more then. So, and also Lucario did not get the Justified boost. So it's not a +1, but it did retain an item, whatever that may be. I don't know. Anyway, Bisharp retreats. Sends in a Gengar, which is a pretty good switch. I mean, Bisharp being weak to fighting type, and here comes this Mega Lucario.
Now, because of adaptability, Bullet Punch is a lot like Sizzler's.
Base 1 tail speed.
So, even though close combat's not hitting, it's still going to use its powerful Steel Stab as well.
But Gengar, on the other hand, could get a move called Focus Blast, which would be enough to take out Lucario.
True.
Lucario being a very powerful Mega, base 1 12 speed, was it 140 attack, 140, 135 special attack. It's very high stats.
Interesting. I guess he was probably worried about it. Well, he figured. I'm assuming Lucario's Bullet Punch
wouldn't have killed.
No.
Oh, here comes a Shadow Ball, which would have done a good, decent amount to Lucario,
I wonder if Royals predicted that switch.
Oh, see, here's definitely not a Scar from that Rotom. He's getting leftovers recovery. Gengar Shadow Ball, not quite a 2-hit KO on this Rotom, which is going to be integral to how Tony handles the
can
situation.
carry Energy Ball, so...
Okay, they could. They could also carry Focus Punch.
But Energy Ball's good. It's 90 base power.
Okay. Anyway, we see Royal's Gengar and Tony's leftovers Rotom. Royal does not like this matchup, just decides to switch out. Brings in his Aerodactyl again, maybe hoping to sack it, I would assume, to get a free switch next time. Rotom goes for a Thunder Wave, keeping the Aerodactyl alive, but it's slow and at very low health. Rotom, I wonder if the Gengar I don't know. I mean, Young Scarf Gengar is, it does exist. It could be, it's fast the way it is, but why not make it faster?
Sometimes you need a lot of speed. I doubt it, but it's possible.
Gengar learns Trick too, doesn't it?
Yeah, I believe it does. So.
I love Trick Scarfing. What do you think about Trick Scarfing?
I think it's great. I think it adds a lot more utility to Scarfers.
Rotom goes for the save kill on the Aerodactyl.
It seems pretty evident from our perspective that Royal sacked Aerodactyl to perhaps obtain a momentum change with whatever he comes in.
But Royal got a good piece of information there where the Rotom has Thunder Wave. You gotta think about Thunder Wave doesn't have Will-O-Wisp.
I wouldn't put anything past Tony. Two statuses, situational. Granted, you have the Jellicent as well, so which try to talk it.
Right, yeah, not will-o-wisp. Or, I don't know if it has Scald, but it could, but yeah, lots of status on Tony's side. Trying to wear down the opponent any way that he can. Here comes Royal's Bisharp. Perhaps Royal's thinking his Bisharp can outspeed Rotom.
Perhaps. I mean, if it had the leftover, it probably is not a
not even
speed-based Rotom.
You don't even need to with Sucker Punch, it's priority.
Right,
if
but
should Rotom go for an attack? Rotom does not go for an attack. Rotom goes for a Thunder Wave.
He did not Sucker Punch.
Oh, and Royal gets paralyzed with the Thunder Wave. Yeah.
At the very least, the Bisharp cannot be burned.
At least the attack can't be lowered. But Rotom is now with the driver's seat being faster than Bisharp. Should Bisharp get a Sucker Punch off? That's what I meant. I keep backing him up. But Tony's Rotom seems to be in the driver's seat. I can't imagine it's a risk going for an attack right now. Oh, he goes for an attack. He Hydro Pumps the Bisharp.
No, not even.
Bisharp goes for...
I guess Royal's expecting a switch.
Royal's probably thinking about switching there because... Oh, it's a Life Orb. Alright, so it's a Life Orb.
I really wanted to see that Bisharp knock off the Rotom.
Would have done a ton of damage.
Oh, yeah.
Would have done a ton.
But that didn't happen.
The Bisharp hangs on a little bit, goes for a Sucker Punch, and Rotom was going for an attack. Sucker Punch does... Whoa! Rotom lives at 1 HP! Rotom lives with 1 HP. How about that, ladies and gentlemen?
Bisharp,
Wow, that's...
fought hard, but today is not the winner.
1 HP away, though. That's quite a damage roll.
Yeah. I mean, this is how I feel about damage rolls. Like, it could have been a high damage roll and it ended up with 1 HP.
You're right.
It could have been a low damage roll. So whenever people complain about damage rolls, you're never 100% sure if it was a high or a low damage roll. So really, there's no use in complaining.
That could have been the maximum amount it did to that specific Rotom.
Right.
Anyway, Gengar Shadow Ball now take out the nasty Rotom.
Right. So Rotom is dead. I believe the score is it 5-4 right now?
We'll see in a second. Won't we see in a second? Nope.
It could be 5-3 actually.
No, I think Royal has 2 gone. He lost Aerodactyl and Bisharp.
Right.
And Tony's Rotom is gone. However, Tony's Rotom put in some good work for him, knocking out Aerodactyl, doing some really good damage to that Bisharp.
Took out the Bisharp.
Took out the Bisharp, both of them, yeah.
And that is Royal's favorite Pokemon.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Too bad it's dead.
Yep.
Royal's Gengar doing a little dance, maybe trying to intimidate Tony. Waiting to see what Tony brings in here. I'm sure it'll be something very easy. That'll counter this.
Now, here comes the Talonflame. I imagine it has Gale Wings. See, he never, like I said, he didn't.
We're right.
He never spinned away the rocks.
Never spun him.
Nope. Or defogged them.
It was but Brave Bird comes to the Talonflame nevertheless.
I feel like it might be banded.
If it's banded, that's going to do quite a ton of that Gengar.
Oh yeah.
It did quite a ton of that Gengar. Who knows if it's banded or not? But it's not. There it is.
It is orange.
That's the life. That's the thing right there.
I feel like this Talonflame is now on its last legs, but it did manage to take out a Gengar.
It can still knock out a Brave Bird.
It can still hit another Brave Bird, and that Brave Bird is doing a lot to everything.
Or it can roost. Who knows?
Well, you're right. There you go. It can roost. I think we were talking about this earlier.
We were.
Yeah.
Oh, here it goes.
Yep,
as the proper predicted.
So
you see, looking at this Talonflame, I'm sure it wouldn't take him not a lot. It goes to the yawn, which means should Talonflame stay in, it would fall asleep after next turn.
Yeah, I don't mind saying.
Maybe Talonflame will switch out, maybe he'll stay in, try and get some residual damage on the UC to try and better knock it down later.
Honestly, I don't know what to say. I think I'm going to assume Talonflame has U-turn.
No, it does not. It's just going back. Has enough of this battle, doesn't want to go to sleep. UC stays in. Jellicent comes back out for Tony. UC goes for a Reflect, which would have been good against the Talonflame that wasn't before, but now I'm sure Jellicent's not going to come in with the Waterfall. He'll cook him with the Scalder or something like that, but UC has 2 screens. 2 screens.
Yeah, 2 screens. Widescreen and Reflect.
Jellicent stays safe, goes for the actually attacking move, goes for the Toxic, getting residual damage on the Uxie.
I wonder what Royal. I feel like Tony has an advantage in this battle at this point.
Well, it is 5-3.
No, Royal did definitely set up screens. I wonder if he has a way to change momentum here. That Talonflame is still
It's still alive, man. It's above 50% too. That skull doing nothing.
Right, but
Yuxi.
a couple of skulls could be the difference between dying a one turn or two earlier with toxic.
Yeah, it could. You're right. It does. But I'm saying that Yuxi is quite bulky, and even behind screens, forget about it. And you gotta imagine, since that Jellicent you scald, it's not packing Shadow Ball.
I mean, he's recovered.
Toxic, scald, and something else.
Could be ice speed. Okay. We'll be right back.
We have match results coming in from all over the place. This is our 4th round out of 5. Royal brings in his Arcanine, I want to say that, intimidates the Jellicent. We saw Arcanine use Snarl before, but now it's going to take a non-decreased Scald, and actually takes it really, really well. That's one darn bulky Arcanine if I've ever seen one.
Was that a Scald?
That was a Scald, and now Jellicent's sleeping in the yawn.
Screens are also up.
Oh, screens are up, right. Whoa, Jellicent has a Lumberry. A Lumberry on Jellicent.
Oh, I probably for the toxic cell.
Alright.
Or even a Spore Switch, and maybe it does have ice speed for those drones.
We're going to lower this special attack even more. We've seen this the first time. Goes for another Toxic. Totally obviously hoping to recover away with this Jellicent and not take any damage.
I mean, yeah, I believe the Jellicent wins this matchup.
Well, I mean, by now it's
we still have not seen all of Arcanane's moves, so we'll see.
I mean, I really don't think it has Wild Charge. Else it probably would have used it by now. But, you know, Jellicent can easily recover or stall out this Arcanine and the Yuxi in the
which
back.
is why I'm Jellicent pretty much is handling everything on this team. Do we know Royal's last Pokemon?
No. Oh, yeah, it was in the team preview, I remember.
Yeah, so...
Jellicent recovers back to full health. Yuxi comes back in at about 65-70%. Goes for the yawn again, trying to phase out that Jellicent, trying to get it to switch. Jellicent calls again, doing minimal damage to the Yuxi, but as you said before, that could add up and matter late in the battle. Yuxi now at less than 50%. Jellicent at full health, but it was yawned last turn, so it's drowsy, as they say. Not the Pokemon, the condition.
Oh yeah.
I just took a Benadryl.
I wonder if we got to see that get to see Yuxi's last move.
It's no, just keep spamming yawn.
Not a bad idea.
I mean, we're getting to the point of the battle where you gotta remember this whole time stalling thing we talked about during the break.
I mean, I feel like there's still a good amount of time left in this battle.
So should Garchomp opt to stay in, it will fall asleep next turn, and it's not gonna take that risk. It's leaving.
Right, and I mean, honestly, the yawn here is not helping out much. Royal's running out of screen turns.
Brings Reflect back though.
Toxic's getting closer and closer to killing him.
But you gotta imagine Reflect is gonna be there for quite some more turns. Just
oh yeah, definitely.
And Yuxi hangs on, looking like it
I wonder if Royal calculated that to at least set screens up one more time, but it's gonna be down 2 to 5.
I wonder what its 4th move is. We've seen
we're not gonna find out.
Maybe it only has 3 moves. Anyway, Royal has screens, but back up. Did those screens last for 5 turns or 8 turns last time?
I believe it's like he has light play.
He does have light play.
Right. So I mean, he didn't really accomplish much the first time screens were up. And now
Hawlucha, that's what we didn't remember seeing.
Now, this could be Royal's trump card.
I mean, Hawlucha being a fighting flying type, coming in against a ghost, so we can't think that we see many. That we would see many fighting types go out against Jellicent.
We may see Ice Beam here.
No, it's Skull's hoping for the burn. Should the burn happen, that would really put a damper. But no burn.
No burn.
Hawlucha survives.
This may give Royal the chance he needs.
You know, I think I know it. Yes, that's what I thought was going to happen. Here comes Royal's signature Sky Attack with Hawlucha, really fully powered thanks to that Power Herb. No 2-turn setup for me. I'm going right at you, Jellicent. And Jellicent can't take it, but Sky Attack is disabled.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's not too much of an issue because Sky Attack's usually only used the one time on Hawlucha with the Power Herb.
You know, now Hawlucha is free to possibly use Acrobatics or some other type of flying move. Also, a move called Flying Press, which I don't know.
With the +2, now the main issue here, though, is that Talonflame's still alive.
Oh, right. And it can can come in, not die from rocks, And there's nothing Halucha's good to do against this. It doesn't learn Sucker Punch, does it? It doesn't learn Mock Punch. It doesn't matter. Does it learn Mock Punch? No, it doesn't.
What if this Halucha lives?
It's not going. Oh, screens are up. No. Alright, so even though screens are up, Halucha can't live a Brave Bird from a life of talent play.
Halucha did pull more than its own weight. It took out 2 of Tony's Pokemon. 2. The Jealousy.
If you want to count that, okay.
Yeah, I'm counting it.
Alright, now Whirl's down to his last one. Thanks to full HP Metagross and got a Poison Arcanine. Now, typing wise, Arcanine could have an advantage here.
The main issue with the Arcanine is that it's toxic. If the Arcanine was not poison, I would think Whirl still would have a chance, but
Just figure Flare Blitz damage and
unless it has a hidden power ice and flamethrower, I don't think
this flamethrower and Metagross takes like a champ.
could be an assault vest.
It could be a vest on the Metagross. Metagross goes for the Earthquake and wow, that Arcanine is so bulky.
Reflect is also
And Reflect is up too, so like it's not dying. It's just incredible as Arcanine. I mean, I've never seen anything like it.
This is the first time Alex is seeing a bulky Arcanine.
Well, I want that EV spread. I'm making one just like that back for my home. Arcanine takes a Bullet Punch, Flamethrower comes back and Metagross and knocks it out.
Now Rollo is closing in, but with poison damage, I don't think he's gonna have enough to pull this off.
You know, it's a bulky Arcanine.
Right, it's a bulky Arcanine. But even with Reflect, a Stab Earthquake from a Garchomp, who is faster than Arcanine, probably gonna do it.
Screens are up.
Screens are up, but you also have to factor in the toxic damage. It's been out for a few turns.
Maybe Arcanine
I
has.
believe the game ends this turn. Even if Arcanine does survive.
If it survives, I'm going to be very surprised. No, it doesn't.
It was
crit! Oh, that, that's unfortunate. That would have been. Crit goes through the screens. Says good night to Arcanines.
Pretty good battle. I honestly expect to see both of these players next week at the Top Cut. Tony now goes 4-0, Royal is 3-1. He would need to win his next battle to guarantee himself in next week's part of the tournament. But Tony has secured his position.
Yeah, that was a really good battle. Tony had a really
very good battle. I think a turning point was when the Bisharp got paralyzed.
Yes. Well, Tony's team is also, I don't want to draw any similarities, but I would use a lot more similar to Tony. I like Talonflame, I like the Rotom, I like Jellicent, Metagross, and I think it had a really well-balanced team is what I'm trying to say. World did too.
Yeah. If they battle again, it could be a completely different type of battle. Very interesting.
One of my new favorite Pokemon in Gen 6, besides Talonflame, is of course Halucha. We saw Halucha doing a lot of really cool things for Royal this last battle. Power Herb, Swords Dance, Sky Attack, says goodnight to Jellicent, and that was all she wrote. But Halucha could not pull it out. It still dies to Brave Bird, even through Reflect. So thanks for watching round 4. Round 5 is coming up soon.